All right, this is lesson 10.2 on arithmetic sequences. And let's start with what is an arithmetic sequence. It's a sequence when the difference between consecutive terms is a constant. Okay, so the difference between consecutive terms is a constant number, is going to be consistent, okay? And then how can you figure out what the common difference is? You can take any term, okay, after the first one, so don't take the first one, but any term after the first one. Subtract the previous term. And that will give you the common difference. Okay? So let's find the common difference of the sequence. All right, so I'm going to take any term besides the previous one. So I'm going to say D equals, I'm going to take this term, negative 21, minus the previous term, which is negative 27. And that will give me 6. So my common difference is 6. Okay, so that means I'm adding 6 to each number to get the next number. Let's write it. What is a recursive rule for an arithmetic sequence? Okay, and that formula is a sub n equals a sub n minus 1 plus d. And if you notice, that didn't just pop into my head. If you look at the formula for the common difference, we are literally just rewriting it to solve for a sub n. So I just moved this a sub n minus 1 over here, and now I have my recursive rule for arithmetic sequences. All right? And just keep in mind, when we write a rule for a recursive arithmetic sequence, we need to provide the value of a sub 1. Okay? So whenever you write that rule, just make sure you say when a sub 1 equals, and I'll show you that in a minute. So let's find the recursive rule for the sequence and find the next three terms. We have negative 3, 2, 7, and 12. I want to find my common difference. So I'm going to take any number and its previous. Let's just do 12 and 7. 12 minus 7 will give me 5. So I know that my common difference is 5. All right, and now I can write my recursive rule. A sub n equals a sub n minus 1 plus 5 when a sub 1 equals negative 3. Okay, and what that means is you can see I'm adding 5 to each number. So if I take to find the next number, I take 12 plus 5, which gives me 17. I add 5 to the 17 to give me 22, and then I add 5 again to get 27. Okay, let's go to the next page to do an explicit rule for an arithmetic sequence. And that formula is a sub n equals a sub 1 plus n minus 1 times d. Okay? And the a sub 1 is going to be my first term, and my n is the term number. Okay? And let me highlight that. These two are going to be the same. Okay? So find the explicit rule for the sequence and find the 32nd term. So first I need to find the difference. Okay, I have my sequence here, arithmetic sequence, and I need to find the difference. So I'll just take 40 minus 32, and that gives me 8. So now I know that the common difference is 8. I can write my rule, a sub n equals 32 plus n minus 1, right? Our n is unknown, times my common difference. Okay, and remember, explicit means it's tying the value to the term number. So I'm going to simplify this to make it easier to manipulate when we substitute in later. And I would get 32 plus 8n minus 8 for a final rule of 24 plus 8n. Okay, I did that part, but now I have to find the 32nd term. So I'm going to do a sub 32. That's what I'm looking for, that term, and substitute it into my rule. And I'm substituting in the term number. And I should get 280. Okay, so in the 32nd term, the value or number will be 280. Now when we look at graphs for arithmetic sequences, the graph of any arithmetic sequence will consist of discrete points that lie on a line. And if you look at our rule up here, you could have noticed that it is a linear equation. So let's fill in the table and then we can graph. So I have -6 plus 4 times 1, right, my term number, which will give me -2. And as you fill that in, I'll do the next one and then I'll fill it in for you to save a little time here. Term number 2, I get 2. And these will turn out to be 6, 10, and 14. And you can plot these points and then sketch your line. So I have 1, -2, 2, 2, 3, 6. And you can see I am creating a line here. 4, 10, and 5, 14. And what? I will try to write a better line. Like that. Okay. So you can see that if you were to write the sequence, you should be able to graph it by term, number, and the value. And it will give you a line on a graph. All right, let's do a little bit of practice. Let's do recursive first. So write a recursive rule for the arithmetic sequence and find the next 3 terms. So in order to do this, I need to find my common difference. So I'm going to say, I'm going to just take -15 minus -25, and I'm going to end up with 10. So I know that my formula, or my rule, is going to be a sub n equals a sub n minus 1 plus 10. Okay, and I know that that's when a sub 1 is -25, and that's important to have there. So up here I'm going to write my next 3 terms, and I know I'm just adding 10 to the previous term, so I'll have 15, 25, and 35. Okay, let's practice with an explicit. We're going to write the rule and find the term. Right, so this is slightly different. I do need to find my common difference again, and I have 30 minus 35, which gives me -5. And then I have my rule, but I'm going to do it over here first because I like to simplify it. So I have 35 as my first term plus n minus 1 times my common difference. And that's going to simplify, right? I have 35 minus 5n plus 5. And so now I can write my rule as 40 minus 5n. And I'm looking for a sub 24, so I can substitute that in. A sub 24 equals 40 minus 5 times 24, because that's my term number, and I will get -80. Okay, that is lesson 10.2 on arithmetic sequences.